And all right, we're live. What's up, Brandon? What's
What's up,
up?
man?
Hook
How the
'em,
fuck do you do this chat shit?
do chat shit. I guess I'll see people when they pop up. I have no earthly clue.
I
It
don't
is
know. I can't. This is the first time I've ever
to,
been in this shit. So
it is posted to YouTube. Let people know that too. It's YouTube. All right, cool. All right, is there anybody actually watching? Oh, there's one person watching. Woo! Yay! All right. So, what do you think about that Baylor game? I
man,
didn't see that
Oklahoma
coming.
State was inches away, literally inches away. I don't. That they let. I mean, it Baylor. I don't think Baylor scored at all. I know for sure in the fourth quarter, but I don't know how much they scored in the third quarter. I think they only scored like one touchdown
I tell you
after
what, I'm
halftime.
impressed with Baylor's defense. When David Aranda was here, I don't remember the defense being that good. I mean, it was good, but man, he's turned that entire Baylor program around. I mean, no wonder he didn't leave Baylor. Why would you want to come to LSU?
Well, they were like 2 and I think they were 2-7 last year, and now what? I think it's 11-2.
Yeah, I mean, so I would love to see. I mean, I wanted to see Cincinnati lose tonight because that would knock them out.
That
With
wouldn't. That
Baylor,
wasn't going to happen.
yeah, I laugh at people that said they were talking about how they beat the hell out of Houston, and they're talking about, well, they can compete in the playoff. Like, really? You
I don't
barely
think they
beat
can
Ball State,
compete.
you barely beat Navy.
I don't think they can compete, but I mean, I think the committee's trying to make a point, like, hey, we've left out teams in the past, but we're not going to do that to Cincinnati this year, just to kind of get everybody off their back.
I say let them in. Screw it. I mean, we've had this entire
They need
issue
to
with the Group
expand
of
it. I
Five
mean,
team.
I've talked about it multiple times, but they need to expand it, and I don't see what's taking them so long to do so.
Well, if you're going to expand it, how many teams do you put it to? Because I mean, I'm
I
cool
think
with
12
actually
is too
six.
much. I think 8 might be good.
I like six. Take the two top seeds, give them a bye.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Because I kind of like how with the 14 playoff, every freaking game counts.
That's
The
true.
more teams you expand out to, I mean, don't get me wrong, they count, but they don't count as much as they would. So I like the whole 16 thing because it still gives the urgency of the playoffs. With six teams, gives you two buys with the top two seeds.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
whereas
I
eight,
mean,
you're gonna start getting teams in there to have two losses that have no business being in there. You know, I mean,
well, and I'm kind of with if you don't win your conference, you shouldn't go. So, I mean, Georgia lost. I don't think they should even go. I mean, they're still going to. The committee's still going to put them in there, but I think they have no business being in there because it's going to be. I mean, who knows? It could be a rematch in the championship because they'll
it's
probably.
I don't subscribe to that so much. And then look, people are gonna sit there and say I'm riding, on the SEC. And to be honest, I'm an LSU fan. I give a damn who wins the SEC if it's not LSU. If Bama goes to the national championship game, screw them. I'm not supporting Bama. I don't care. So I'm an LSU fan first and foremost. But if you got a conference, let's say, for example, let's take the SEC out of it. Let's say Ohio State and Michigan both had one loss, and one of them would have. Well, I guess that wouldn't work. Let's say, I guess, like Ohio State and Wisconsin, and Wisconsin goes in undefeated, and Ohio State has one loss and they beat them. If they're from the same conference and they're two of the top teams, I mean, I don't see why you should punish them because one might have got their only loss in the conference championship.
That's true.
I mean, that's kind of like saying, you know what, we're going to penalize one conference for being pretty damn good. I don't subscribe to that crap. I know Rob does, and I mean, and I respect his opinion, but I don't subscribe to that. I mean, and it's not about the SEC. Like I said, I don't care if it's the Big Ten. Hell, if it's the Big 12, if you have two teams in the same conference and one of them loses in a conference championship, like Georgia did tonight, and they truly think they're some of the best teams, no, they should be in there. But I'm gonna be honest, the way Georgia played tonight, they're gonna still put them in. Watch, they will.
I think the only way Notre Dame gets in now is if Michigan loses. That's going to be the
Yeah.
only way.
And see, that's one thing that Notre Dame, they're so stubborn. They want to stay independent, you know. Well, I mean, the only sport they're independent in is football, right? Aren't they in the
Pretty
ACC
sure.
for every other sport? So if they don't make it in this year, they really need to join a conference because this is the year that they really can have a shot to do something. Because I'm gonna be honest, until tonight, I wasn't impressed with Alabama whatsoever. You know, now Georgia kind of showed their true colors tonight, and I mean, I said it to Fuckstick tonight. I said to a lot of people that Alabama finally played Alabama football.
Oh, I agree.
You know, finally they lived to their potential. But other than tonight, they didn't impress me. I mean, they struggled against LSU, against Florida, against Auburn.
Arkansas.
You know, they lost to A&M. Hold on a second. Damn it. No. I wanted to break my damn blinds. But so this would be the year that, you know, if they were in a conference, hell, if they were in the ACC this year, they probably would have won the ACC.
It's true.
And they would be automatically in the playoff. So they need to get off their high horse, stop being, you know, trying to be independent, go join a conference because especially when you have the SEC is going to expand. I mean, well, we're going to expand with Texas and Oklahoma. This is going to happen to other conferences too. I mean, the Pac-12 will. If they don't get a conference, they're going to be left out unless they have an 18 playoff, you know? I mean, hell, look at BYU. BYU's independent, right? And they're joining the conference.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not totally sure who else is independent. I know BYU, Notre Dame, but I can't really remember the others.
They're probably the only two that are really relevant, though, in college football, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, who else is independent and relevant? You know?
There it goes.
But, yeah, Notre Dame needs to join a conference because with all these expansions, they're going to get left out unless they're expanded to a bigger playoff. And this year would have been perfect. They would have won the ACC. I'm sorry, Wake Forest? No. So, I don't know. Yay, I'm by myself now. I'm not by myself. I don't know who that. Oh, I think it's Martha. So, like I said earlier tonight, congratulations to Alabama. It makes me sick to say that. Screw Alabama. I'm not going to support Alabama if they go to the national championship game. I'm not a SEC homer. I'm an LSU fan. So, anyways.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Texas has a lot of work to do before 2025. Even next year. We play Alabama next year. So
what do you think the chances of Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC next year?
I think it's highly unlikely. I don't think that they're going to want to pay those big buyouts. I mean, they have the money to do it. I mean, the money is not the problem. It's just I don't feel like I mean, and I don't think they should anyways. I mean, look at them now. I mean, Oklahoma, yeah, you know, they might be somewhat ready, but Texas for sure is not. So, I mean, those extra 3 years, I mean, with recruiting and everything else will help a lot. And then as well as, you know, trying to get the scheme in from the new coaches, you know, see if we need to get any help elsewhere. You know, I don't really think it's a time to start firing all the, you know, assistants and anything like that.
Yeah, it's too early. It's year one.
Yeah, it's year one. So I think it'll give us a little bit of time to settle in. I mean, shit, Oklahoma has to get a whole new head coach now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were somewhat ready before, but, I mean, shit could go downhill. I mean, look at how many recruits are leaving and decommitting Oklahoma and transferring. I mean, a lot of those players are going to follow Riley wherever he goes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and they should. You know, and Riley's going to do really well. People forget how many quarterbacks USC had. They were fantastic. You know, now you got a guy that's like a quarterback whisperer going to USC. Oh,
Yep.
man. USC could be a monster in a couple of years, which is good, though. I mean, they need to have some competition for a Utah and Oregon.
Well, I mean, shit. Last time USC was really relevant was the last time we were relevant. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, probably to me it was the best game ever I've watched in the national championship. And I'm an LSU fan saying that. That was an exciting game. I remember that. It was awesome. But I don't know. The thing about going to the SEC with Texas and Oklahoma, and this is why I think it actually might be beneficial to go next year, is if you move over to the SEC now, I mean, LSU is going to get stronger, period. They're going to get better. I mean, they can't get no worse. Let's just put it that way,
Well, they're not going to turn into Vandy.
No, hell no. And then LSU, they recruit heavily in Houston, heavily. A&M is going to keep getting better. So I mean, if they wait, I mean, if there's a chance to come in, I'd come in as soon as I can. Because look, people sit there and they'll bash SEC, and look, this year it wasn't the best year. Last year, damn sure wasn't the best year for the SEC. But the SEC kind of has a cachet to it, as a recruit coming to the SEC, they're going to play against talent that's going to be getting you prepared to go to the NFL, So I don't know why they would. I mean, if they have a chance to go, I mean, first of all, the SEC will probably pay them more money than the Big 12 will,
Oh yeah.
And you'll play against better competition as an athlete. Now granted, the teams might not want to do it. I mean, hell, we all heard the story about Riley. Basically said, "I'll never coach in the SEC, never," and that shows he was scared. And I mean,
yeah,
that's fine. Go to USC, go run away, go be scared, whatever. We all thought he was going to go to the NFL, and that's why I didn't.
Another thing, I think I do agree that LSU is going to get stronger, but I feel like I don't know. It's going to be more competitive for Texas A&M now with recruiting, because before Texas A&M had you can stay in Texas but still be a part of the SEC,
right,
as like their main selling point. Well, that's going away now.
Right.
I mean, that's no longer going to be. And don't get me wrong, College Station isn't bad, but I mean, between College Station and Austin, I mean, you have a lot. It's a lot more lively, and maybe some players don't really care about that, which is understandable. But at the same time, I mean, you're still going to have those opportunities now to, Texas is going to be selling the same thing. Hey, we're a well-known university. We're in Austin, have a lot of fun here. You can get paid, big deals now that, y'all can actually get paid. And you can also stay in Texas. I mean, that whole thing that Texas A&M had before that's gone as soon as Texas joins. Now, I'm not saying that A&M is going to go from top 10 recruiting all the way down to, lower 25s or anything like that. They're still going to be doing good in recruiting, but they're just not going to be able to sell all the kids that they used to be able to.
Right. And people don't realize, I mean, Austin's a big city and they got over 1 million people there. And there's a lot of nice, clubs and stuff. And it's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that it's also, it's very hilly out there. I wouldn't say like there's not mountains or anything like that, but there are, nice hills. And I mean, people live out in, you can even get Airbnbs out in ranches up on the hills and overlook everything. I mean, it's really nice. Now, there's a lot of people that make Austin bad, but at the same time, I mean, Austin as a whole, I've always really enjoyed it. So,
yeah, other than the traffic, I'm not a fan of Austin.
Traffic sucks, but I mean, you kind of get that anywhere you go in Texas.
It's odd to have no loop around Austin. They got the tollway, but there's no. I mean, they got the upper and lower levels. I'm like, nah, they need to, but yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, Shreveport is a lot better on traffic than Dallas is. That's for sure.
Yeah, the roads are trash though.
I'm well aware. I have a lower car with.
The interstate's horrible.
Yeah, it's not fun.
So let's say Michigan wins tonight,
which I think they do very convincingly.
Me too. Who do you have making the playoff?
So obviously Michigan. I don't think Georgia goes down to number 3. I think they get bumped to 2. I think Alabama gets bumped up to 1. So it'll be Bama at 1, Georgia at 2. I think even though Michigan wins tonight, they get bumped to 3, and Cincy stays at 4.
I think Georgia falls to 3 because I guess it don't matter either way. I mean, 2 or 3.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. 2 and 3. I mean, I know it would be. They're definitely not going to put them in the 4 spot because then they're rematching right away.
And I tell you what, though, the way the game went tonight, they're probably better off in the 4 spot and get eliminated early.
Yeah.
They look like trash. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't even blame it on Stetson Bennett fully. They didn't really protect him that well either. But Bama, it's like their offense became the Bama offense everyone knew they could be.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
actually, to me, was the first. I mean, don't get me wrong. He went out there and won that Auburn game, but tonight he controlled that game. I mean, well, except for like the first few possessions, But after that, oh man, he was on fire.
Yeah, and he actually wasn't scared to run.
Yeah,
which is kind of surprising. I had a feeling this was going to happen, and I still bet anyways because Georgia's defense is still, Georgia's defense is not bad.
No,
but at the same time, they did not look anything like they have all season, dominating. And don't get me wrong, Alabama is different talent than, anybody else that they played. But at the same time, look at the head-to-heads that both of them played. So if you look at Arkansas did a lot more damage with Alabama than they got anywhere close to with Georgia.
Yeah.
So, looking at that aspect, it just feels like Georgia didn't even show up. It seemed like a lot of those players had that mentality of, even if we lose tonight, we're still going to play, for the championship, the actual big, championship, the national.
Not. I mean, the playoff committee might be like, you know what? I mean, the problem, I think they were just believing their own hype. I really do. I mean, they just went out there and they're just like, other than like the first couple series, I wasn't impressed. Now, I mean, we all knew that the offense wasn't the greatest, but
no.
I mean, they started off pretty damn good. I mean, at one point they were tied 17-17. I'm like, man, we got a ball game. And all of a sudden, Alabama was like, yeah, no, we're going to run away with this thing. But I was highly impressed for the first time with Bryce Young. Highly impressed. And
a different Alabama team showed up today versus any other game in the season.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have not been playing like this, and they can. Don't get me wrong. I'll eat my crow. Whatever, I lost. It is what it is. But at the same time, a Bama fan cannot sit here and say that they have played like that all season long. Because they have not.
A true Bama fan will tell you the same thing. Look, I mean, like F-Stick said, they just found a way to win.
I agree. They kept themselves alive to get to this point at least.
They scraped by this year, but tonight they didn't scrape by at all. They took control of that ball game, and they're going to be number 1 for sure.
I agree. I mean, there's no way that they wouldn't be. And then, obviously Georgia's going to be 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then I don't see Cincy moving up above anybody.
No, they're going to put them in there at 4, and they'll get sacrificed, because I'm tired of this. Look, we know that Boise State a couple years back, did some things, but do we really truly think that Boise State could have competed, like, for example, in the BCS National Championship and the playoffs? No. I mean, there's no way. I want to see a group of 5 team get in there because people forget they struggled against Tulane for a while. They struggled against Navy. They struggled against Tulsa. And I had somebody saying, well, Alabama struggled against, LSU and yada, yada, yada. I said, yeah, as bad as LSU was this year.
Yeah, they're still not at that level.
Tulsa. So Cincy doesn't impress me. I'm sorry. I mean, and someone said, well, they beat Notre Dame. Okay, great. You got 1 Power 5 win. 1. I mean,
well, I'm not sold. I'm never sold on Notre Dame. If you look at their history in the CFP, I mean, I posted. I can't remember what it was. They've been outscored like 44 to like 17 or something like that, or it might have even been worse than that. So, I mean, in one of the games that they played, I believe it was a couple years ago. It was like I think they scored a field goal, and that's it.
well, and
So,
I
I
think that's
mean,
why Kelly left Notre Dame because Notre Dame's got some extremely high standards for academics.
no,
I
absolutely.
mean, let's be honest. You can be an okay student and be a hell of a football player and play in the SEC. You can't do that at Notre Dame at all.
Well, no, because they focus on academics first, and then sports
Right.
comes second.
Right. So I think that's why Kelly left because he realized, you know what? I mean, I can only go so far with Notre Dame. I can only get certain athletes in Notre Dame because let's be honest. I mean, some of the best athletes are not the best students. They're not going to have the best grades. I mean, hell, some of these athletes probably don't even go to class for God's sakes. I mean, and we all know they hire tutors for them, but that's not going to happen at Notre Dame. So I think it's why he left. And of course, you're not going to have the same facilities in Notre Dame as you would in an SEC school either, because I mean, we got a ton of money down here. Fans will spend a ton of money. They'll pack the stands every freaking weekend. But I do got a question for you. So you're a Texas fan, and I'm sure that when A&M was in the Big 12, you used to look forward to that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think they're going to find a way to – because we know they're going to probably do the pod thing, right? And we don't know how the pods are going to work out. And to me, the pod thing is fine, but I like having a set rival every single year. For example, LSU plays Florida. Love it. Would you be on board with playing A&M every single year, no matter what pod y'all are in?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's how it's going to be. I mean, they would be dumb. I mean, they would. I mean, that would be one of the highest paying rivalries in the SEC. As soon as Texas gets there, I guarantee you there will be a lot of eyes on TV. No matter, and I know Texas sucks, whatever. I always hear it, but no matter what people say, that is one of the biggest rivalries in college football, along with many others. But that is one of the biggest ones. So I guarantee you they would. The SEC would be stupid not to make that game happen.
If they were smart, they would put basically all the Southwest rivals in there. Get you your Oklahoma, your
oh yeah, I mean Arkansas
Texas,
as well.
A&M, and Arkansas. Hell yeah, they all have history with each other. I'm not sure where that would leave us at, but if they were smart, I mean that right there would be awesome. They all have history, much more than LSU and like Arkansas and LSU and A&M. And then
and not just
LSU,
that. I mean,
Texas is kind of recent history. I mean,
yeah, I mean, Texas and even Texas and Alabama have some history. I mean, I can't remember what year it was. I mean, the year Colt McCoy. I mean, like, played them in the big game. And I think it's the last time we actually played them. I can't remember if we have since then. But, I mean, we kind of have something too. But I think with Texas joining, I believe the next rivalry with Texas that Texas would have, I mean, you're still going to have Texas and OU. I mean, there's no way that's going away. I think maybe Texas and LSU, I think that might be the next biggest one. I think that's going to grow to be a big game if, LSU and Texas do play every year.
Yeah, but as a pod, though, I think it'd be just smarter to just put all the Southwest rivals in there,
So I don't even know. So what? I didn't even hear anything about the pod. So what's their plan on doing, like splitting the teams up?
Well, they really don't know for sure, but there's rumors talking about they're gonna have like 14 pods, and then like your 4 teams would play like certain pods every year. So you would end up playing all the teams in the conference within like a couple years.
Oh, like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was kind of wondering as well because, I mean, the SEC is pretty stacked. I mean,
Right.
not to say that
Well,
like
the
every
SEC
team
West.
is, yeah. Well, stacked as in they have a lot of teams in that conference alone.
Right.
You know, even divided.
Right.
So my thing is you can't split up Texas and Oklahoma. Oh shit! There's Dave.
What's up,
What's
Dave?
up, gentlemen?
We decided to jump on just for the hell of it. I had to eat my crow with the fuck stick, and you know,
Did Fuckstick join you?
Huh?
No,
Did
he did.
Fuckstick join you?
For a moment earlier, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm on my computer, so might as well, right?
No, why not?
So I invited Rob, but he said he wouldn't get in front of a microphone. He's scared. So what did you think about the game, Dave?
I was surprised. Obviously, I predicted 14-0 Georgia.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a lot lower scoring game, and I was telling Brandon and talking about this earlier. I'm like, this is not the Alabama that played the entire year. It's like for the first time all year, they played to their potential. They really
had
did.
line play, which is why
Yeah.
I thought they would lose this game going away because
Bryce
they haven't
Young,
had line play all year.
Right, and Bryce Young, he took that game over. After, I mean, the first couple drives, it looked a little rough, but man, after that, I was actually impressed.
Well, the impressive part about his game was not only was he doing things with his arm, he's got good arm talent, but he was creating with his feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
once he started breaking out of the pocket, he took that game over.
Oh yeah. But we were talking about so what's your top four if Michigan wins?
If Michigan wins, shit.
Well, we should probably say when Michigan wins. Of course, we said that win.
We said Georgia was going to win.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So there's no way they're going to kick Georgia out of the top four. Rob doesn't want to hear that, but it is what it is. So Georgia's going to be in. Bama's obviously going to be in. If Michigan wins, it's going to be Michigan, and obviously, and then Cincinnati. If Cincinnati beats Houston. If Cincinnati doesn't beat Houston, all bets are off. I have no idea.
They were up big earlier. I think the game's already done. Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think it's already over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was close. It was like 14-13 at halftime. And I'm like, man, Houston might have a shot. And then Cincinnati said, nope, we're done playing.
Well, if Cincy's still undefeated, then Cincy's in.
You know, I was telling Brandon about this earlier. It's kind of a shame for Notre Dame because of all years, if they were in the ACC this year, they would have won the ACC and they would automatically be in the freaking playoff.
Well, they got a little bit of help when OK State lost, when the Pokes blew that one.
But they're going to need Michigan to lose, though.
They're going to need Michigan to lose, and Ohio State. Has that game finished yet?
Ohio State?
Ohio State doesn't play.
Oh, yeah, they're not playing the
that's right. It's Iowa.
Yeah. And Iowa's not going to make it if they beat Michigan.
Hell no.
No.
You know, so if this was the year to be in the conference,
they need Iowa to win that game.
Huh?
They need Iowa to win that game. Notre Dame needs Iowa to win.
I'm going to go check on the score. Let's see.
Yeah. Has it started yet?
Yeah, Michigan 14-0 with 2:39 left in the first quarter.
Oh, wow. Already. See, this right here needs to convince Notre Dame to join a damn conference. I mean, look, BYU is independent, and they're joining a conference. You know, this was the year that joining a conference would benefit them. You know? But no, they're stubborn. They're stubborn.
Tradition, but obviously tradition's not working on their side. So, and I have some good friends of mine that are Notre Dame fans. They feel the exact same way. Time to join the conference. And why not just hop right over to the ACC? You've been playing a pared down ACC schedule anyway. You might as well just jump in.
Now, aren't they in the ACC for every sport but football?
Yes.
So
ACC
it would be
basketball and all that stuff.
It'd be very easy.
Yeah.
That would give them an odd number of teams though in the conference.
It's weird to me that it works that way though. Why would you allow them to compete in those other sports in conference, but allow them to exclude themselves from the one sport that matters?
Right. That's made no sense whatsoever. Because football, I mean, that's the moneymaker right there. And they probably make more money if they were in a conference too.
They have a massive television deal. Massive.
You see, yeah. But so we were talking about the playoffs earlier, and I was telling Brandon, I'm like, I'm not really too crazy about the 18 playoff. I would probably do like a 16 playoff and do like a bye because it keeps the urgency of the games throughout the entire season. Whereas you're going to have a lot more 2-loss teams in the playoffs on a 8 team. You know, I'm not too crazy.
I don't want to see more than 4.
Huh?
I don't want to see more than 4.
They piss off.
In every year of the playoffs so far, I never thought, not once, that there was a team that should be in past the 5th ranked team. So to me, 6th, 7th, and 8th, they don't matter. I don't believe that they should be in it. I didn't think that in no year of the CFP so far did I think the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th ranked team was good enough to beat the 1st or the 2nd ranked team. Now I know it's football and any given Sunday and anything can happen, but it's supposed to be the 4 best teams. And this year, who knows who the fuck that is? I don't.
Well, we know Cincinnati's not going to win it. I'm sorry, Cincinnati's not beat Alabama.
No.
Hey, you never know.
Michigan might give them a really good game, though. That might be a really cool match.
Michigan's probably going to – if Michigan wins tonight, Michigan's probably the 1 seed.
Over Alabama?
Over Alabama.
Ooh. I don't know
Alabama's
about
the 3rd seed right now. And if Michigan, who's the 2nd seed, right, if they blow out Iowa and it's going away because they beat the shit out of Ohio State last week. If they win this game going away, there's no case that Alabama should jump them because Alabama struggled in multiple games. They didn't struggle today. They look great today. But that's one game.
Yeah. You're right about that. They should have beat the hell out of LSU. They should have beat the hell out of
Michigan blows it out and they show that Iowa doesn't even belong on the field. Michigan's 1, Alabama's 2. You're probably going to get Cincinnati at 3 and then Georgia at 4.
You think I put Georgia all the way down to 4?
Yes.
Ooh, but then that might be interesting, Michigan versus Georgia, but I'm sorry, Georgia tonight.
Yeah, great game. I would watch the shit out of that game.
Oh, I'd watch it, but I'm just after what I've seen tonight, I have no confidence in Georgia. None. I mean, yeah, for 2 series, it looked great. And after that,
for the first 25 minutes, it looked like it was going to be a game.
Yeah.
After that, nope.
It was pretty damn bad. What the hell? Oh, I guess he's still here.
Yeah, I'm still here. I had to get off my screen for a second.
We don't want to see your ugly face anyways.
Oh, fuck off.
Have some balls. Jerk off on camera.
Oh
my God.
That's a little much.
And his ass still got a job, too. That's horrible. I ain't trying to get the damn group shut down, man. Come on, bro.
We're not going to get shut down.
But, so, what do y'all think about the basketball
season? Instead of streaming live on YouTube, we just stream live from Pornhub.
Oh, is that I didn't know that was a thing, Dave.
I don't know if it is a thing either.
Oh, now you're going to cover.
I'll take your word for it, partner.
You know, but there are tons of live cam sites. So, what was the company that wanted to buy the rights to the Superdome? Some strip cam website.
Are you serious?
What's that?
You're serious? Some strip cam website wanted to buy the rights to the Superdome?
Yes.
Wow.
As soon as Mercedes announced that they weren't renewing the deal, some webcam, some adult webcam site offered the Saints like $20 million, and they were like, "No, we're good."
Wow, dude. You know what's funny though? It would probably fit.
Strip Chat. That's what it was. StripChat.com Superdome.
I bet you if it wasn't named Strip Chat, it would have been fine.
They need to get an OnlyFans arena going on.
Yeah, that'll never happen. They tried to shut down the explicit content part of OnlyFans, and that didn't work out so well. They turned that crap around real quick.
Well, because the
money.
creators were like, no, this is how we make money.
Yeah, and they're the ones that bring in the money.
Right.
So, Dave, what do you think about when do you think LSU will be finally ranked in basketball?
Are they?
This is ridiculous. No, I'm asking, when do you think there will be? This is getting ridiculous.
There's another team in our division in the SEC that's 5-1 or 6-1, and they're ranked, and we're not. Well, we weren't ranked at 6-0, so I have no idea.
It's getting ridiculous. I mean, if you got something on the man, if the NCAA has something on the man, make a move, shit, or get off the pot.
No, that's over. That's done.
I know, but just holding it against
the best part is there was never any sanctions either. The guy legit cheated, and he was caught red-handed, and no sanctions, no nothing. He's still the coach. LSU fought to keep him as the coach because
the president
he was doing well on the court.
President loves him. He ain't going
nowhere. It is what it is. You got a total shitbag running your basketball team, and you had a fucking saint running your baseball team.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous that they went this long and not even being ranked. I mean, it's something wrong with that crap.
I don't care about basketball until March.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
It looked good, but I like the way that Will Wade, even though they won, he wasn't happy. You know, I like that in the coach, you know, not settling, you know, okay, well,
we like that Nick Saban?
Huh?
I said, do you like that about Nick Saban?
Shut up.
That guy's never.
That's kind of how Nick Saban is.
It is. It's exactly how it is.
I will say that tirade that he went off on a couple weeks ago.
Oh, about the fans?
I really wasn't with that. I'm like, dude, fans are fans. If that gets under your skin, you're probably not in the right. You're not in the right job, man. I mean, that's what fans are there.
It seems like he's in the right job.
Yeah, but griping about fans, bitching about the team, that's what fans do. That's why they're fans and not coaches and players.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
I felt it was kind of odd. I'm like, really, dude? You're Nick freaking Saban.
Well, and it's not like he's any other team. Like any other team, you know, they might have a problem with recruiting if they see nothing. But, I mean, even if the players talk shit, which they don't, I mean, if players see, you know, a fan base that talks shit about their team and all this and that because they don't win by 80, you know, a lot of recruits get turned off by that. You know, they don't like to see that. They don't like to see, because at the end of the day, the fans are cheering, but, you know, the players are the ones that are out there, you know, making the plays, doing whatever. If you feel like you can, you know, do what they're doing, then by all means, walk on and try to get a position. Good fucking luck.
Yeah, just name Nick Saban, people can go to Alabama no matter what.
Yeah, that's why I said with Alabama, it doesn't make a difference because they, you know, Alabama is the one-stop shop to the NFL. I mean, it's been proven.
Yeah, well, that LSU, A&M, you know, Georgia.
The two programs in the SEC that produce the most college athlete or NFL players, I should say, not athletes, NFL players, Alabama and LSU.
We don't tell Bama fans that. They don't want to hear that.
Well, LSU has a lot of in-state talent.
Moment, so there's that.
Yeah. And that's why I think Kelly, you know, is a good decision doing that. There are people are bashing him. Well, they have a chance to win a national championship. Well, maybe he thought to himself, no matter how good we are, we're just not going to beat the teams that are going to be in the playoffs, you know? And to sit there and wait to see if they can beat them, you're losing time on recruiting. You know, I like what he said about having to re-recruit the guys that are already committed to LSU, you know? That's what a good coach does. I mean, there's not a lot of time to waste.
Yeah, I agree. And a lot of I can't remember exactly who it was, but, you know, it's just like with anything. I mean, a few good LSU players decommitted, and, you know, rightfully so, because, I mean, a lot of players, like, they get sold on the coach. So, like, Edo, I mean, anybody can say what they want about him, but he was a damn good recruiter.
He was a
yeah.
Consider that Ed O is 500 since winning the championship, and he was still out recruiting Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I mean, he's damn good at what he did. If he could just leave the girls alone, he'd probably still be there.
If he wouldn't
Hey,
have
his
got divorced,
priorities
he'd probably
changed.
fine.
Got a divorce. Got a whole
Yeah,
bunch
once
of
he got divorced,
money.
all that shit went downhill. I got a bunch of money and I'm a single man.
That's right.
Banana. But no, yeah, that's to me, that's the biggest loss, man. I mean, it was time for Coach O to go because I get tired of this narrative. People saying, "Well, y'all don't give him time. Y'all only won a championship a couple years ago. Now you're firing a coach." I'm like, it's not just what happened on the field. I mean, it's in the locker room. It's his crap going on outside the program. He was embarrassing the program. We don't even know we love him, but he was starting to embarrass the program. I mean, you want to keep him for another year and have another year of that crap? Because the longer that crap goes on, the longer it's going to take for LSU to come back. So I can't stand these damn national talking heads, running their mouth about, oh, well, they're just going to fire Kelly in a couple of years anyways if we don't win a championship. Like, no, that's not the case.
No.
If Brian
Kelly's
Kelly's
going to keep Les Miles.
Yeah, if Brian Kelly's winning 10 games a year, they're not going to fire him.
I mean, hell, if he's winning 9 of 10 games a year. I mean, look, if people think that LSU fans, all we want is a championship every year. No. We want to compete with Alabama every year.
Yeah, just compete.
We're not happy we're not beating Alabama, but we want to at least compete and be there, It's not.
Well, y'all competed pretty damn good this year.
It was close.
Yeah.
Closer than
that was a good game.
many people thought it would be.
They were overlooking them, yeah. And the young players, and that's another thing about the coaching hires. What do you think, Dave, about the possibility maybe they should keep Durante Jones with the progress he showed?
I mean, it just depends on what he's got to obviously have a conversation with Brian Kelly, and then they have to decide if the vision is in the direction that Durante Jones wants to take the defense, the same direction that Brian Kelly wants the defense to go. A lot of people forget or don't know that Brian Kelly, who is known as an offensive innovator and has done really well with offenses as a head coach, started out as a DC.
Yeah. Did he play linebacker too in college? Yeah.
So
the guy know that.
And he's got I'm willing to bet he's got a clear-cut vision of how he wants his defense to be. And if Durante Jones fits that, then keep him. If he doesn't, he's going to find somebody else.
Well, I think he helped his case. I mean, with the athletes he had and second and third stringers, I mean, they really showed promise. They really showed progress, once Coach O took his hands off the damn defensive coordinator, and let him run his own damn defense. But anyway, so what do you think, Brandon, about Texas? I hear some people saying they should fire Sarkisian. I'm like, that's dumb.
Too soon.
He just got there.
Way too soon.
My thing is it starts all with after Mac Brown. So you had Charlie, and the culture after Mac Brown has just gone downhill. I mean, you've had, and don't get me wrong, Herman wasn't bad, but the culture with him was bad as well.
I like Charlie Strong a lot. I love that hire.
I was at Louisville going to classes when Chuck Strong was the coach there, and he ran a good program, but he also had a Heisman candidate at Louisville named Teddy Bridgewater.
Yep.
So I mean, it's Texas has to overcome not just we need a QB. That's point blank period. We might get that kid from Ohio State that is transferring out. I don't know. It's
about Rattler.
No, that kid
Rattler's going to
bypassed his senior year in high school.
Yeah,
with Ohio State, he decommitted he's in the transfer portal now.
Yeah, he was originally interested in.
I was thinking Oklahoma. I'm stupid.
No, I thought I said Ohio State. Did I say? Oh, well,
you did. You said Ohio State. The only big name quarterback.
We don't want Rattler. No thanks. I mean,
why would you want?
Why
would Texas want an OU retread anyway?
Yeah, no, fuck that. But we need a QB. I don't feel like it. Like I was telling Andre earlier, I don't think it's time to, start firing assistants and stuff like that. I mean, it's whenever you implement, new, just anything new, you got to give it time to grow. I mean, you don't plant a fucking tree and expect it to, sprout up to a big ass oak tree in a year or a fucking day. You got to let that shit grow. Now, obviously, if it's shit's going bad, then okay, cut it down, whatever. But you give the guy one season, I don't really think that's fair.
Well, see, here's the thing about Sark. This is going to be now his first opportunity to go out and recruit his own class.
Yeah.
So the actual build for Texas starts now, not when he took the team over, because the early recruiting period had already passed. Because if I'm not mistaken, Sark coached all the way through the championship game last year, right?
Yep. He coached that last game, and then he boarded airplane. And he was in Austin.
Right. So he missed the early recruiting period last year.
Yep.
So he only had from January on to finish up Texas's recruiting class. So now he's got all of it. So now he can go and get the players that he wants, and he can start to build from his vision. What he had this year was players that were recruited by Herman and trying to push his vision on a bunch of kids that he didn't recruit. And that may not have filled the mold that he was trying that he envisions for the program. So it's going to take 2 to 3 years. It's not a one season kind of thing. Now, I say that, and then I go back to Brian Kelly, who's going to take over LSU, and my perception of those two situations is completely different. So Sark was a head coach. He didn't do terribly well. He became the OC at Alabama, left to become Texas's head coach, but he's still got some proving to do. Brian Kelly is a proven commodity, winning with less talent than Alabama and Georgia and Clemson and Texas and Oklahoma and Ohio State. I think that Brian Kelly is a guy that could show up on LSU's campus with the honeypot of recruits that Ed O has, and he can do whatever the hell he wants and probably win quickly. Brian Kelly could probably have a national championship caliber team coached up and everything within a couple of years. He's got that kind of talent.
You can't walk in day one, because you walk in the first year, you're mostly playing with somebody else who recruits. They might not fit your system, But that's where the transfer portal is going to be really, really valuable,
Well, there's the transfer portal, but I mean, LSU's got a 5-star recruit at just about every position on the field. If you're a good coach, you can work with that.
It's true.
I mean, hell, I think Brian Kelly is a good coach. Coach O and a grass eater, so it ain't that hard.
No, it's not. I think that Brian Kelly took over the program at the exact right time, because O was floundering. The talent pool was still pretty great, and he could walk in and basically fix the entire program within a couple of seasons. Because it's LSU. Recruits are still going to want to go to LSU. I don't know that he's going to pull some big-time recruit like an Arch Manning or somebody like that down the line, but I think that having a guy like Brian Kelly at LSU is so. And here's the other thing that people were saying: it's going to be hard for Brian Kelly to recruit at LSU because he doesn't know the region very well. Well, first of all, neither did Nick Saban when he came from Michigan State. Neither did Les Miles, Oklahoma. And the thing about being the coach at Notre Dame is you're not recruiting Indiana. You're recruiting the country. So the guy has recruiting connections across the United States. That can only help, right? I mean, I posted a video where Colin Cowherd was talking about it, where he said at Notre Dame, the coach has to get on a plane to go and talk to every recruit.
Yeah.
At Louisiana, you don't have to leave the state.
No.
Which is true. So, but because Chip Kelly's been at Notre Dame for 12 years, he's got he's probably the one guy that LSU could hire that could get on a plane and go anywhere in the United States and be a legitimate coach in somebody's living room. He can recruit California. He can recruit Florida. He can recruit Illinois or New York or any of these other places, or Texas. I mean, any of these places that turn out talent.
Well, I'll tell you one good thing about Lincoln Riley going to California for USC. I mean, there's a lot of good talent in California as well. I mean, the big pipelines, California, Texas, I mean, Louisiana's good too, and Florida. I mean, I think Lincoln Riley's going to lock down a lot of California.
Oh, for sure. If he's winning, then California just became the hardest place to go in and recruit a player if you're not a California school.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for Texas and Alabama and LSU and Clemson and Ohio State to go into California. If Lincoln Riley is doing really well, which most people think he will, it's going to be almost impossible to pull a 5-star recruit out of that state. Because they're either going to go play for Lincoln Riley or they're going to want to go and play against Lincoln Riley.
Especially if you're a skill player, too.
What's that?
If you're a skill player, too, you're not leaving California.
No.
If you're that blonde-haired, blue-eyed, golden boy quarterback, you're going to go and play at USC.
Soy latte.
Yeah.
But no, it's – and the good thing about Kelly is since he has had to recruit nationwide for 12 years, he's also has a lot of connections with high school coaches all over the country as well.
Right.
So that would just expand the recruiting footprint. And I tell you what, first thing he needs to do is get some offensive linemen bad.
Yeah.
I don't care if you got Walker Howard coming in. He's not going to do any good on his back whatsoever. You can't run the ball if you ain't got a good offensive line.
Well, LSU has that national footprint already. So we just, in the recruiting class we just took in, we got Mason Smith, who was the number 2 rated defensive lineman in the country. The number 1 rated defensive lineman is out of Southern California. And we had a shot at getting that kid too, but he ended up just he really wanted to play for his home school, which was USC, and that's where he committed. But the kid was quoted in several interviews saying, I think his name was Corey Foreman, that he wanted to play with Mason Smith. They met each other at one of those elite 7-on-7s or whatever they do, where the opening or the Under Armour stuff, all that.
Yeah.
They met each other there, and Corey Foreman's like, I want to play college football with this guy, and it ended up not working out, but. That kid was a Southern Cal kid, and LSU had a shot. I think we were number 2 or 3 on his list.
Well, I think y'all still have a shot at he's from Texas. I think he's the number 1 wide receiver in the class. It's for it's next year. His name is Evan Stewart. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about or not, but it's between Texas A&M, and I think LSU. Oh my God. I like how Rob can get on here, but he doesn't want to go get his mic.
I think he's scared of you, Brandon.
Oh, he's not scared. You know how many times I've talked shit with that man on the phone?
Well, he can talk shit to you in person on camera.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee it's not because he doesn't want to or he's scared. He's lazy. He doesn't want to go get his shit.
Maybe he wants the night off. Fuck.
Yeah, that too. That too.
He's been kind of busy. Although he's not too busy because he didn't have to go to the ACC Championship game.
Or cover South Carolina today.
No Coastal Carolina. No co-champions. There's a definitive Sun Belt champion.
But hey.
And it doesn't reside in South Carolina.
He's been working every Saturday for 4 months now.
Hey, Andre, can you look up the Wake Forest?
Drink a beer, eat some corn chips.
Yeah, give me a second to pull it up. Actually, Rob's in the meth. He can just he can tell us right there.
Yeah.
Rob, what's the score of the Wake Forest ACC Championship game?
He's probably going to say he doesn't give a shit.
He probably doesn't.
I mean, that's why he didn't go.
No, he didn't go because his precious Clemson Tigers not in there. But, you know, we can't say anything. You're a Texas fan. We're LSU fans. We weren't there either, so what the hell can we say?
I say
Let me see. I cannot type with the damn. Let's see.
Andre, look what you did, man. You got Rob all upset.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He's all up in his feelings. He'll be okay.
I mean,
he ain't all up in his feelings. He's all up in his tidy whities with a beer and some corn chip.
Oh, here we go. Well, Wake Forest is up 21-14 with 10:36 left in the second quarter.
And that's Pitt, right?
Yes, Pitt. So number 15, number 16. That's a pretty good game. What the hell are we doing sitting over here? Bullshit, not watching that.
We're doing our own circle jerk.
And we're good at it too.
Well, shit, this is the first time I've ever been on the show because I never click on the link, I guess, or
It's
never
just
get sent to the chat.
Late nights. It's just something I'm like, I got
still.
I was bored.
Yeah. What else we got to do?
I was hanging out with my girlfriend for the first time in a week.
Oh.
I said,
you want to go?
Babe, I'm going to go take a few minutes to go and talk with these guys.
Yeah. Just trying it out. Nothing else going on. It was first with the fuck stick, you know.
You made that, though.
Hey, I mean, look, I'm a man of my word. I mean, I told him, look, we're going to get on, we'll go live. And
well, yeah, you said either way. You said if they win or lose.
And I took my medicine. I said, look, screw Alabama, but congrats to Alabama. Georgia got totally exposed.
Oh, God, dude, it was horrible.
You know, everybody who was sitting there pumping up the Georgia
and your toughest game of the season was probably against Clemson. Whereas Alabama's grinding it out in the SEC West, and they were better prepared for today.
Granted, Alabama should have lost 3 more times throughout the year, but hey, they didn't. I guess.
Now Rob's hating. Hey, come on, Rob, get on here, make it better then. Come on.
We're missing a superstar. No offense.
Yeah, that's what we need. Dave's a close second.
I don't know, man. Dave might be the number 1. He might be the number 1 stud. He might not be the bottom boy no more.
I'm always the sloppy party bottom. I'm just waiting.
Let's see.
It's okay, but you're dependable. That's why we like you.
You are dependable, mostly.
For the most part.
Get him back in his groove.
The best win Georgia had.
It probably is.
It is. Other than that, they beat Kentucky.
Yeah.
And people thought Kentucky had a shot in the SEC East. They were saying, they beat LSU. I'm like,
7-0?
Yeah, they beat a bad LSU team. It's freaking ridiculous.
Kentucky was a surprise this year.
Yeah, surprise for what they usually are.
And I told Andre this. What I was basing it off of was the team that they both played. Alabama both played and Georgia both played Arkansas. If you look how Alabama handled Arkansas and look how Georgia handled Arkansas, you'd think it'd be a no-brainer. Oh, my God. Hey, at least I got a shirt on, Rob. You fucking wear a wife beater all the fucking time.
Rob, he's making fun of your wife beater, man. What say you? Rob, just come on for a couple minutes, man.
Put on a singlet, Rob, and come body slam this guy.
The Chunky Joe Dirt is calling you out. You can let him call you out like that?
Oh, can I fucking – oh, damn, I can't. Hold on.
Wow.
He on.
I guess he's going to try to change his name to Chunky Joe Dirt. All right, his name's got to change from Runs Out of a Uterus to Chunky Joe Dirt. That's it. It's got to stick.
I already know what my name for Wednesday show is going to be.
What is it going to be?
Oh, I can't let the cat out of the bag early.
Oh, come on, man. That was funny, dude. That's awesome. One day you'll grow up and his. Damn. He can't come on and bullshit with us. Oh man.
I don't know who that's directed at. It ain't me.
I don't know. How do you take these things off? Like the comments. Oh, never mind. Oh, I'm learning. I'm gonna take Rob's job one day, damn it. In the truck.
Okay, let's not go
In
that
the
far.
darkness, bouncing around the truck. Yeah, that'll be a shitty show. Any fucking ways. What else you want to talk about tonight?
I'm gonna go and hang out with my girlfriend. I'm gonna leave the show to you two.
Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bounce off. I gotta put a baby to bed, so I think I'm out.
Yeah, me too. Rod don't want to hang out with his friends. Yeah, it is.
Rod just wants to sit there and talk shit in the comments, but he doesn't want to come hang out, turn the camera on.
All right, gentlemen. Talk to y'all later.
Then.
All right, fellas.
All right, later, guys.